Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Investo Time. Today, we're diving into a game-changing topic, China's impact on global gold prices. According to Schectman, China is making moves that could dramatically alter the gold market. Let's break it down.
You can see the efforts they are going or taking, even going as far as decreasing the arbitrage premium on the Shanghai Gold Exchange to really make it look like they stopped buying it. But in essence, what did it do? It drove the price down. And the Western media, who's so stupid as it pertains to telling us what's really happening, well, they were all over, Reuters and all of the news channels were all over the fact that Chinese stopped buying gold, and that's got to be bad for the gold market. You never hear anything positive. It's always, even if it is positive, it's spun with a little bit of whipped crap on top of it for dessert. And they never, ever are bullish about gold because it is the antithesis of the system.
Central banks have been pivotal in driving gold prices to record highs, exceeding $2,450 per ounce. However, in May, their pace of gold purchases slowed, notably marked by China's report of no acquisitions for that month after 18 months of consistent buying. This pause caused some turbulence in the gold market. Yet, experts believe this is not a sign that China has abandoned its gold buying strategy. They highlight that China's gold reserves still represent only 4.9% of its total foreign reserves, indicating continued acquisition efforts. Schectman, CEO of Miles Franklin, argues that Western media misinterpret such pauses, erroneously suggesting that China has ceased its purchases. In reality, China's strategic moves show a persistent effort to accumulate gold and silver, even at higher prices. For example, by the end of July, the price of COMEX gold futures was slightly higher than on the Shanghai Gold Exchange, reflecting China's broader economic strategies and its exploitation of arbitrage opportunities. Despite reports, China remains a major gold producer, with annual output ranging from 300 to 500 metric tons, significantly surpassing the official figures of around 2,600 metric tons. Schectman notes that throughout his career, it has been evident that Chinese gold statistics are significantly understated, with organizations like the IMF and various analysts questioning their accuracy. Analysts view China's interest in gold as a strategic move, suggesting that Chinese leaders see BRICS as a tool for their geopolitical ambitions and aim to expand the group rapidly. The push towards a gold-backed currency by BRICS could challenge the dominance of the US dollar and enhance the economic leverage of BRICS nations. By expanding BRICS and advocating for a gold-backed currency, China aims to counterbalance the long-standing supremacy of the US dollar in the global financial system. We'll share clips from Andy's latest interview with Liberty and Finance, where he discusses China's undisclosed gold accumulation. Be sure to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more updates. Thank you and enjoy the video.
And, they were convincing in the way they did it by reversing the arbitrage situation with gold on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. Silver still is offering that arbitrage, but right around the end of July, we saw, in fact, COMEX gold futures were actually a little bit higher than the Shanghai prices. And that fell in line with what they were trying to do. And look, first of all, just to recap some of the things I've talked about before about this, before I tell you what I read about it really being false and evidence of it, is that for my whole career, everyone said, you can't believe what they're telling you, that it's been known that they're the largest producers in the world, and they make or produce between 300 and 500 metric tons a year. You just add that up for the last 25 years, and you're well above the numbers of 2,600 metric tons or whatnot that they tell us. But most of my career, Donegan, I've been doing this for 34 years, and I can remember vividly most of my career, everyone saying the numbers that the Chinese are telling us, and usually it was stuck at 1,200 metric tons for a long time. You can't believe it. They're not updating the numbers. You have the IMF saying their numbers are fugazi. You have the head of research for Bank of Montreal said their numbers are massively understated, and they are understated. They have been. Why would they want to be forthright? In particular, when we see the new unit settlement currency, that has been evidently, according to Delma Rousseff, the head of the BRICS New Development Bank, agreed on in principle, 40% gold backing. Why would they want to be honest about how much gold they're buying? Before I get there, you can see the efforts they are going or taking, even going as far as decreasing the arbitrage premium on the Shanghai Gold Exchange to really make it look like they stopped buying it. But in essence, what did it do? It drove the price down. And the Western media, who's so stupid as it pertains to telling us what's really happening, well, they were all over, Reuters and all of the news channels were all over the fact that Chinese stopped buying gold, and that's got to be bad for the gold market. You never hear anything positive. It's always, even if it is positive, it's spun with a little bit of whipped crap on top of it for dessert. And they never, ever are bullish about gold because it is the antithesis of the system. So the media, after 18 months of the Chinese finally updating their numbers repetitively, and they stop, they're all over it saying they stopped buying. And I said, that's just a lie. I've been saying that on your show and everyone else. They're not stopping buying. In fact, these export numbers prove it. But I think people need to understand that this is an all-out rush. And when you see the effort that they are going to, like going through Latin America and paying double what everyone else will pay for unrefined ore in silver and silver concentrate, to ship it home at tons per, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of this stuff, the cost of shipping it and refining it they're okay with that. They've been mining gold that has been very uneconomical for a long time, using our trade imbalance. And so to them, it's money. And to them, they see the big picture. They think in terms of decades. Now, the BRICS has been going on for 18 years. This is not just a trend that is just beginning. And like you said at the onset here, things are spinning faster and faster and faster. I use that toilet paper roll analogy all the time. They are spinning faster, faster, faster.
The BRICS Plus nations are making a significant impact on the global financial landscape with a bold new strategy aimed at reducing their reliance on Western economic power, particularly that of the US dollar. They are exploring the creation of a new global reserve currency, which would be backed by 40% gold and 60% traditional currency. This represents a major shift in global finance. Analyst Vince Lancy has suggested that Russia and China might back their currencies with gold, which could explain why they are keeping their gold reserves confidential and retaining them within their borders. By doing so, they avoid transferring their gold to central authorities like Beijing or Moscow, thereby gaining more control over their precious metals and financial systems. According to Andy Schectman, this new approach isn't just about creating a BRICS currency. It involves developing a settlement cryptocurrency traded on a platform called Cambridge. This system allows participating countries to maintain monetary independence while securely holding their gold within their borders. As a result, over 40 countries have begun repatriating their gold from Western institutions, such as the Bank of England and the New York Federal. Let's return to the interview.
This massive BRICS meeting in October, and the admission of Delma Rousseff, Sergei Glaziev, and Putin that they've agreed in principle to a new currency, that is, a special meeting is being called for ratification of this in September in China, with the intention of perhaps rolling it out in October. And I did an interview with Vince Lancy, smart guy, and he says, yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see Russia and China back their currencies by gold too. That's why they're not telling us how much they have. So it comprises the majority of the currency within the 60% in the unit currency basket. 60% currency, 40% gold, held within the borders of the countries that mint these tokens. So they don't have to send their gold to Beijing or Moscow or any central authority. It is not a BRICS currency. It's a settlement cryptocurrency traded over Mbridge. And they all get their own monetary autonomy, but they get to hold their gold in their own borders. And that's why you've seen over 40 countries bring their gold back from the Bank of England and the New York Fed, which has always given access to the COMEX and the LBMA. But over the last 100 days, the cumulative volume in Shanghai, both the metals and the futures exchange, is up over 200%. And now has a greater volume than the COMEX does. It's the number 2 most influential metals exchange on the planet. That's what will happen when these exchanges get exposed as being Bernie Madoff, as being a scam, as being massively rehypothecated and fractionally reserved, where the LBMA can trade up to 2.9 billion ounces of silver per day. That is 3.5 times annual global mine supply. Really? That's 10 times more than the silver they say they have available that isn't encumbered. There's 800 million ounces. There's supposedly 500 million ounces belong to the ETFs. So there's 300 million ounces and they're trading 3 billion ounces per day. Interesting. So when you talk about these exchanges being, I think, will be exposed for what they are, that's when we will see the price being set in places like Shanghai, in places like Moscow, in Dubai. The head of the Shanghai Gold Exchange in 2015 said, when China is able to speak at the table, the real price of gold will be observed. They know what we're doing. The new BRICS Grain Exchange, the guy who's running it said, all of these commodities, we produce more than the West does, but we don't control the price. It's controlled on COMEX. They know what we're doing, and they're using it against us. All of the commodities they are accumulating, and they're using the Western management, if you will, if you want to call it that, or manipulation, against us. It will end badly, the way all manipulations do.
As China's influence grows and its strategic accumulation of gold continues, we may be on the brink of a significant shift in the global financial landscape. Recent developments, including the dramatic surge in trading volumes on the Shanghai Metals and Futures Exchange and the increasing repatriation of gold, underscore a challenge to Western financial dominance and signal the potential emergence of a new economic order. Share your thoughts on Andy's prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications for more updates. Thank you for being part of our community.